Hey there, folks. Welcome to Sumit Academy. I do hope you have subscribed to my channel. No? Then please do so now so that you don't miss out on my future videos. In this video on English grammar, we shall learn about the importance of punctuation. This is the first of a two-part video on punctuation. So, what is punctuation? It refers to the specific markings, signs, and symbols that are used in and around sentences to give them structure and to allow for correct understanding and comprehension. Without punctuation, our writing would just be a continuous stream of words that lacked structure, pacing, and ultimately meaning. In other words, punctuation shows how the sentence should be read and makes the meaning clear. Now, there are 14 punctuation marks that are commonly used in English grammar. They are the period or the full stop, comma, colon, semicolon, hyphen, long dash, question mark, exclamation mark, parenthesis, brackets, braces, apostrophes, quotation marks, and finally ellipses. In this video, we shall learn about using the full stop, comma, colon, semicolon, hyphen, and long dash. We shall learn about the others in our next video. Always remember that every sentence should include at least a capital letter at the start and a full stop, exclamation mark, or question mark at the end. This basic system indicates that the sentence is complete. Okay, now let us start with the period or full stop as it is more commonly known. This is the most commonly used punctuation mark because you simply cannot write even a single sentence without using it. There are two most common uses of a full stop: to indicate the end of a sentence or to follow an abbreviation. For example, the sentence, "Please do not be angry with me," full stop. Now, as far as abbreviations are concerned, February can be abbreviated as Feb and Mr. as MR and so on. Other examples can be appointment, APPT for appointment, and DR for doctor. In all cases, there is a full stop after the abbreviation. You get the idea. Sometimes candidates use punctuation, especially a full stop, even where it is not required. Have a look at the slide. Now, what was meant was as shown in this slide. Next, we have the comma. Commas are not essential to a sentence. You use them to separate ideas and objects, and usually for three main purposes in essays, that is listing, joining, and adding as an aside. Now see the slide for examples. You can use commas instead of repeating some keywords in a sentence, but using more sentences is often easier. It can also be used to avoid repetitions of keywords in a sentence, as shown in this slide. Typically, Candidates fail to use full stops and commas to show where sentences begin and end. This can result in run-on sentences or incomplete sentences that are not fully formed. For example, see this sentence. Probably what the candidate wanted to say was, in English grammar, we do not begin a sentence with the conjunctions and, but, or because. We also do not put a comma or a full stop before or after and, but, because. However, the Oxford comma came to be traditionally used by the printers, readers, and editors at Oxford University Press. Now, not all writers and publishers use it, but it can clarify the meaning of a sentence when the items in a list are not single words. For example, we sell books, comma, videos, and magazines. Now here, just before and, you can put an Oxford comma. For a detailed study of the Oxford comma, please see my video on it. We now come to colon. A colon is a punctuation mark you will come across very often in different circumstances. It can introduce an example, a list, an explanation, or a quotation. Or you can also use it to emphasize a certain point. A colon has three main uses. The first is after a word introducing a quotation, an explanation, an example, or a series. Now let me show you an example. He was planning to study 4 subjects. Now here we put a colon. Politics, philosophy, sociology, and economics. Now the second is between independent clauses when the second explains the first, similar to a semicolon. This is the sentence. I didn't have time to get changed, colon, I was already late. The third use of a colon is for emphasis. There was one thing she loved more than any other, colon, her dog. The slide will show you some more examples. Moving on to the semicolon. A semicolon is a punctuation mark that creates a longer pause than a comma, but a shorter pause than a full stop. It can be used to create a pause between two independent clauses that are still closely related to each other. Semicolons usually replace full stop where sentences are very closely linked. Semicolons usually have full sentences both before and after to avoid the paragraph becoming fragmented. But do use them sparingly. See the slide for examples. Moving on to the hyphen. A hyphen is a short and is used within compound words such as cross-reference and up to date. There is no space either side of the hyphen. Each of the hyphenated word has its own meaning, but when hyphenated together, they mean something else altogether. Let's see some examples in this slide. Long dashes, also called M dashes, M dashes are the most versatile of punctuation marks. It has spaces on either side to indicate that it is not joining two words, but is trying to show joining of ideas. It is used to amplify or explain the idea of the sentence. It can be used to separate a part of your sentence that interrupts your flow. Depending on the context, it can take the place of commas, parentheses, or colons. In each case, to a slightly different effect. For example, see this slide. A pair of long dashes can be used in place of commas to enhance readability. Dashes are always more emphatic than commas. Let's see an example. Well, that's all from me in this edition of English Grammar. In this video, we learned about using the full stop, comma, colon, semicolon, hyphen, and long dash. In our next video on punctuation, we shall learn about using the question mark, exclamation mark, parenthesis, brackets, braces, apostrophe, quotation marks, and ellipses. Do not forget to like this video and do subscribe to my channel now so that you do not miss out on my future videos. And in case you have any suggestions or want to suggest some more videos, then do write in to sumitacademy20@gmail.com. Till later then, cheers.